Karate1 Premier League silver medalist. And she had a bronze to that. Jan Kristoffersen of Denmark, the referee for the bout. So, Tom, when you're on the tatami and you've been competing, I have to say, you had a terrible injury to your Achilles, and we can talk about that when we get an opportunity, but great to see you back on the tatami. But
thank you.
Unfortunately, you're not on the mat now. You're in the chair commentating with me, which meant that you didn't make it to the medals. But you did incredibly well in first international competition, back on the scene, following that injury to your Achilles tendon.
Yeah, and we're 9 months post surgery, so you know we're even still recovering. There's some pain just from the work that we put in the other day, but I think you know, in a couple of months we'll be pain-free.
Good stuff. Absolutely fantastic to see you back in the saddle.
Thank you, thank you. Now watch out for Belgium's feet here. She was really displaying. I saw blue. That may not be a bad video review if they wanted it.
You can see in the right-hand screen there, you can see blue punching at the same time.
But I agree too, and my coach and I talk about it. You may want to just save that card for the end. It's a little early. You may want to save that video review until it's a clear one that you may need later.
And it could be that one of the judges went for it, but we will never know, because the judges behind the screens, they have the clickers, and there must be a minimum of 2 judges agree that there's a score. So Mayu now has the 1-point lead and the Senchu advantage. And that's so important, that Senchu, isn't it, Tom?
It is, and you know, it was funny, you're talking, you know, if it's a 2-flag, 3-flag score, my teammates and I had a fun conversation. What if there were some rules where those dominant scores, the scores where you get 4 flags, what if Senchu changed hands? Would that be fun, huh?
There's an interesting one.
Not a point, but just Senchu changing hands would be kind of a entertaining thought.
Well,
for the dominant scores. You know, most of the scores 2 flags, 3 flags, but the one where the crowd goes, oh man, and it's 4 flags, maybe Senchu on the line.
Well, what if there are no judges go for the score, but the coach gives it?
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah.
in the video review. But yeah, Senchu changing hands. I'm not sure what the circumstances, the ideal circumstances might be, but or Senchu won and lost at different stages in the bout. There's lots of considerations you could put in around the use of Senchu, that advantage. It happens in tennis, doesn't it?
It does, right?
There's another score from Mayub.
Gosh, that kick was close, though.
Yes, indeed.
That's the one I was waiting for. Saw that a bit yesterday. Golly.
Wow, see that in the right-hand side.
I'm intrigued why maybe the coach still doesn't want to go for it.
But it's come close on a couple of occasions now from Ajare. Because the other consideration is if Mayub's score was before the kick, then the kick can't score, even if there's a video review, because it's second.
Yeah.
That's the other thought the coach may be having.
Now we're seeing that strategy a lot too with the penalties combined nowadays. You know, the old 2 categories. A lot of athletes have penalties to spare in this final minute, and so athletes running out of bounds.
It's part of the game. It's a tactic now, isn't it? Gets you out of trouble. Now she's asking for the coach to put the card in. They didn't support her view. Video review request now. Seems a bit late.
That might be a little bit late. But they're also just using it to throw it out there, just kind of stop the clock, get your athlete to refocus.
Yeah.
How do you want to tackle these last 5 seconds?
You can see her waving her arm, Ajare. She's doing that because she felt there was a score. Maybe it's from the kick that she put in. There was a punch that missed. Ooh, that one she may have felt was the one that she wants to score.
Did she finish it though? You know, I think that would be acceptable nowadays. You know, sometimes you don't quite get to finish the point.
And she did.
That she did.
And she was right to call the coach to put the card in.
Nice pop right there. Yeah, good activity.
There's a kick again from Blue.
Yeah, might as well put in now, but I don't think it'll make the difference.
Now came back in the middle of the back.
Didn't quite make it.
Didn't make it round, and it run out of steam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that, you know, I think I missed a video review in my pool play. It's always hard though. You know, you can't blame the coaches, because on the day that they should have called it, they held it, and the day they should have held it, they'll call it. It's a tough risk to take. You know, hindsight, you can only go back and look every single match and determine what you should have done. But
as you say, with the fact that if you're unsuccessful, you lose the card. That makes that card so important, and the time that you use it.
Right. Now, you know what's interesting though is what I think some observations too, and feedback is we're seeing some coaches go for video review the instant a technique happens, and the displays are showing up, right? And then the buttons come in.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Sometimes it's interesting. I'm watching coaches almost hit the button themselves as if they're a referee, and I don't know, can that influence at all? You know, it's almost like it's something to consider.
But the judges will be unaware of the coach doing that.
Well, unless the TVs are all lighting up colorful, you know, that's kind of the thing. So,
yeah, but, you know, technology is a wonderful thing. The system now is quite discreet, isn't it? Because the judges are behind the screen.
Mm-hmm.
They can't influence each other.
Right.
Some would argue with the flag system that was the case.
Right. And I do like that aspect, and I think that's working magnificently. There is just an interesting thing going on with the flashing display of a coach's challenge. You know.
Yes. But there's a 2-second potential for the judges to give a score.
True.
Some might argue 2 seconds is too long, because if you feel it's a score, press the button.
Right.
Straight away.
Interesting.
If you have to wait 2 seconds, will you right?
Right. Interesting.
Because as an athlete, your reaction is immediate. You don't think, I think I'll punch now.
Right.
Because then it's too late.
True.
So the training should be instant. So, some interesting comment. But we are on our second of the bronze medal bouts. Now this is between Kazakhstan and Latvia. We have Asel Kane of Kazakhstan wearing the blue colors, and she's up against Bita Girovic. Both very young. Girovic, yeah, is just 18 years of age. She was bronze medalist in Paris. And Kane was the silver medalist in Paris. So both of them in recent good form, and obviously got to this bronze medal position coming out of the rounds and into the quarterfinals and semi-finals.
So they're both showing really good consistency as well.
When your Achilles went pop Were you on the tatami?
Yes, it was in Team Kumite at the Pan American Championships, and it felt like someone slapped my calf with their hand. I thought I stepped on the referee. Like the referee's foot was behind me, and I thought I stepped, and when I looked and I saw the referee was 20 feet away,
wow,
I knew something was wrong. Nice hesitation and baiting out that punch.
So Kane with the lead, the 1-point score and the Senchu advantage.
Seeing a lot of those kicks on the ground, huh?
Kicks, yes.
Well, and I think it's actually a fair counter to when athletes lay on their back and roll their feet over their heads.
Yes.
It's I think we saw 2 of those scores in Paris.
Yes, indeed.
Which
indeed.
It could be a new thing.
And let's be honest, if you this is sport, but if you were in a real fight and somebody was on the ground and you kicked them, you could create some really serious injury.
Sure.
So a defense should not be to fall on the floor.
You know, here's another.
Unless you're good at grappling.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, I think I always love proposing and talking about, you know, our sport's always adapting and things too. What if there was, you end up on the floor, it's 1 point.
Well, you know, I considered that myself, but you know, sometimes you can do a fantastic sweep or takedown and miss with your punch and get nothing.
Right, exactly.
But
so
judo, it would be a point.
Right. And it would also eliminate athletes that sometimes, you know, in those final seconds, maybe holding on to the win, lay down purposefully or anything like that. Yes. This will be close. She definitely hit her in the head with that kick, but I don't know if it, again, did she finish the technique?
Because there's a lot of things to get right. The top, that position might be just the end of the toes. She did a double kick, didn't she?
Yeah.
But the first one was close. If you saw it from a different angle, it'd give you a better.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
The second one wasn't so good, but the first one there, if it was right on the tips of the toes, it would be ineffective.
Yeah.
As a kick. An arguably incorrect distance. If you could see it from a different angle, and there are all of the cameras, 9 cameras to choose.
Wow.
That was a score. So it was with the foot. It looked a little short at one point, but not from the video review referee. They were satisfied that it was a valid score. The video review also for blue at the same time. Now, if blue was second after the kick, they can't score.
Yeah.
So the Senchu still lies with Kane. That's a good fast judo punch again from Gidevika. Into the last minute. Both going in with punches. Video review request from the coach of Gidevika.
Looked like a pretty good body punch. See if the target is in.
It looks like it slipped through there.
Maybe slipped off.
You can see the whole of the red pad passing the body.
The referee may give Jogai here too. If there's no point.
Possible. If she steps back before the Yame, and she did. And there's the Jogai. Quite right, Tom.
Maybe I'll be a referee one day.
Well, not for a long time, I hope. I much prefer you on the tatami.
Thank you. Nice use of the feet. I mean, I would threaten too. Latvia doing a good job. It's a real possibility, but also just holding Kazakhstan away.
Just jabbed out a side kick there, and you're seeing that quite a lot now, and that of course is one of your favorite techniques. I've seen you use that to great effect, winning in final in Paris in particular. Way back when. There's another fast punch over the top.
See, now that might just be one that Latvia didn't need to take. She changed strategy from having the foot up, stepping out of bounds. I mean, that was going to take, plenty of time. She decided to throw a punch in there, and that's exactly what Kane wanted.
Now it's 3-3, and Kane has the advantage here with 21 seconds still to go. She has that Senchu.
Ooh.
Referee, it's the second time we've seen a referee get caught out.
There we go.
Here we are, another point. And I think, the point you made there, Givika changed tactics. And because of that, she's now found herself
a little bit of a hole. 2
points behind.
She needs to go back to that foot. Referees are hoping for it. They want to see it.
So Kane, as the clock kicks down, there is 0.02 second left on the clock. If she loses the Senchu.
That's just hardly enough time to get across the ring, though.
Yeah, that's right. That's it, time up.
Oh man, I still have nightmares of the times where with a lead, I didn't need to engage, but sometimes your training kicks in and you want to take a shot, or your opponent baits you into it and your training takes over and you throw, and you really need to have that control over your mind to
just do what you need to do to take the bounce.
Right, or stay in control.
Or stay in control.
Don't react.
Yes.
If you want to try and get another point or build your lead, being on the tactical end of it, right? Yeah. Setting it up instead of reacting, because of course she's trying to get you to react. So I can still remember times where I definitely learned that lesson. So that's going to be a little bit painful for Latvia, but I mean, again, her consistency lately, she's going to learn fast and she'll come back.
Yeah. And when you were talking about that, do you train for that scenario? To try to train that out of you?
Yeah, you want to train your reaction.
Yeah.
And then you want to train having control over your action. There's the punch right there. Baited into throwing that jab out. Yeah, you have to train. Also, when you do get baited into those situations, how to weasel out of them. Maybe it's a block, maybe it's a disruption of their technique. But because it's only natural, the sport is so fast, you got to set yourself up to those surprises and have a plan for them or a system.
I know we were talking about kata and kumite, and in kata you're in complete control. In kumite, there's the unknown that you have to face. You don't know what's going to come next sometimes. So we have the gold medal back now. Atusa, gold Shadan,
Islamic Republic of Iran. Number 9 of the British League. Number 14 of the world ranking. Gold medal last year in Paris. Bronze medal and the last bronze medal. Please welcome Atusa.
What really stood out to me for her yesterday was her feet. She can flip her feet out with such control and grace. And in fact, you're worried about the ippon and the head kick, but she was fitting in lots of wazaris and body kicks to the stomach. So watch out for her body kicks from Iran.
Number 9 of the first country, number 1 of the world ranking.
is
ladies and
competing in
gentlemen.
Paris. She didn't get a medal there, but she's going to get one today.
Gold
Big question though, gold and silver.
I don't have enough good things to say about Germany's program altogether. I mean, they are, especially on the female side, you know, in every category they're excelling.
Yes.
And, you know, credit to their coaches and their consistency and their training. It's nice to see. Now, Reem had also a couple of really beautiful hook kicks the other day. I'm wondering if she's going to look for those here.
So we have the Kumite of Germany wearing the blue colors, the gold embroidery on her shoulder showing that she is in fact the grand winner. Atusa Khorshad of Iran, 21 years of age, continental champion, 91 grand winner, gold medal winner. Passivity will be the warning for each of them.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle of feet. Now, something interesting that can happen here when both these athletes are looking for these kicks is also the jab, right? So the front hand is the excellent counter. Now, Iran switched sides there. Germany went for that front hand on the kick. But we're either going to see a kick here or that front hand as the other athlete's trying to kick. I mean, good use of penalty. If you're not feeling it, you're in the corner, just take it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the press from Kumite forcing her into that error is all part of the game nowadays, isn't it?
Something really popular right now is this lead leg body kick to the stomach, right? And so you're seeing both athletes are set here too.
Like
lots of
a
them.
little jab.
Yes, and then back in a long time ago.
Oh, you see that hooking kick come out of the blue from Reem Kumite. That was a fantastic Uramawashi. The hooking kick to the head for a 3-point score.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. That's the exact kick I was talking about from yesterday. She pulled off one of those, and I knew we might see it today.
And now that's going to give her confidence a real boost.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes there's two ways to go now. You can try and do it again. If it's working, go for it. Or, you know, how is she going to work that either by showing it into working into something different? Now, red does have to come, and potentially with the time left, she does need to maybe have a few kicks up her sleeve. I bet you Germany with her front hand is going to be ready to receive those kicks. She's going to pull back a little bit, draw in. When Iran goes with this kick,
Yes.
I think Germany's going to be ready with that front hand.
Into the last minute, and it's still
That was
Reem.
nice. I thought that was pretty good.
As a video review, the coach felt it was a good call. There's the punch. Went over the defensive guard of Reem Kumite.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it does seem to reach, but I don't know if it had the snap and finish. It looked like it did to me live.
It's almost like the recoil, the hikate, was the front hand. On the way out, it was almost like it was placed.
Yeah.
It was the recoil that gave the illusion of a punch.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, I would want to see a little more snap, but
Yeah.
it was enough. It counts.
But
Makes
the
things
score-
interesting here.
Yeah, it does indeed. So we have Bourshad Nassad back on track. 45 seconds. League Hangzhou still leading.
Yeah, see, I don't know why. That seemed like an early Yame to me. Iran had a good chance for Ippon there.
Yeah. Referee felt stopped the bout a little bit too quick. There's a 3-point score. The referee doing the 10-second count.
Come on, you got it. I really hope it's just a bruise or impact.
She may have
I'm
twisted
tired of seeing.
a knee or something on the way down. She was definitely limping.
Gosh.
But without a doubt, when she went down, she seemed to stop fighting
Yeah.
and didn't defend herself,
Yeah.
and that's how that 3-point score came in.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. See the way she jarred on her knee, on her support leg. Watch when she hops back here. That is when she damaged her knee there. And then she stopped.
Yeah. It did look funny
It
when
twisted,
she went
didn't
for
it?
that kick.
Yeah,
Gosh.
that's awful to see. When you got tendons and the likes around knee joints,
She looks like she's gearing up.
Yeah,
I don't know if
she
it's
seems-
something she's already been battling.
it's possible, isn't it?
She only needs one.
She does. She still has the.
Oh, God.
Oh,
bless.
this is so sad to see. As you well know, Tom,
Yeah.
with the injury you sustained. That's awful, isn't it?
No, and it's the last thing you want to see, especially such a good match, such talent.
Well, the referee can give her some time to recover. It's whether the doctors are going to allow her to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as simple as a spray here.
Oh, I
Doc.
don't think the magic spray is going to have enough superpowers to overcome a knee injury. When we saw in that replay, didn't we, Tom? We saw the leg buckle.
Yeah.
So she's back on the tatami, but whether she'll have to stop or not, the referee going to.
You got to be careful here too. I mean, you don't know
Yeah.
what kind of damage you've done, and you got to hope that you don't make it worse.
Exactly.
Careful.
Still got a few seconds left. No, she needs to call it a day. Otherwise, she could make that injury even more serious.
Yeah.
It's Aka,
Give it a kick in.
so gold medal, Adusa, gold Shandishkar from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Unfortunately, Ringkanis got the silver medal, can't carry on with the match. So silver medal for her. Congratulations.
Well,
both of
let's
you.
hope her knee recovers
Yeah.
well enough.
A lot of athletes can make it go fast, you know.
Yes.
And I mean, she's right in the middle of everything. She's got such a long career, you know.
Indeed.
She'll be back.
She's only 22 years of age.
Yeah, she'll
you
be
know.
back.
Perhaps it's an opportunity just to talk about injury recovery. You had that very serious Achilles rupture 9 months ago. You're back on the mat. And I watched you competing. That was that wonderful kick, by the way.
Beautiful.
I saw you competing, and you know, you were back to yourself, Tom. That was fabulous. I know
Thank you.
You might feel different, but
no, I've been
first time on the mat as an international competition, and you look great.
Thank you, thank you. I've been laughing with my, coach and teammates and those who ask. I mean, unfortunately, it's a good and a bad thing that my losing pool had nothing to do with this. It had to do with this. So